Greetings. This is leader or rulers of the world. Greetings, or ruler. We are, I believe some are asking where we are connected to Arcturian energies. We are many different beings, but we are, we would say, are more higher evolved Arcturian. Of course, that's us saying that. But we put a lot of the Earth's energies together where others would tear it apart. As we keep the Earth together, even if you might not always like what is together, but many were trying to tear this place apart a long time ago. So that is why we're observers. We're kind of like the watchers. There are many beings with large heads because they can download a lot of data. And you see, yeah, our people are here too, incarnated. Some of them are prima donnas. But why we're here, yes, we are connected to elite energy. We actually are not elite, but we are outside of their energy, meaning we can interfere with their timelines. We just kind of like how can I don't know if so many of you ask, how can things happen? How can God let this happen? How can all of those bad things? Well, we're not here to answer that completely, but we're letting all things occur that need to occur here. What is like, wow, that looks interesting. This person's a terrorist. So let's leave that here and get rid of a lot of other things. Let's let some people die that they want to die. So we can also assist with that. That's how our elite works. Like they know when people want to leave, and they can kind of push the button. You know, like through heart problems or whatever it might be, or cancer, they can kind of. If a person says yes, I'm ready to go, they've been sitting here for waiting forever. We can assist with that. Not that we're assisting suicide, but that's a whole other story there. It's basically, what does the Earth need? What is it that, of course, I might not always like what comes through, but isn't that kind of the point? It's evolving together. It's like within family, does everybody like the same thing? Does everyone, eat the same food? No. So worldwide, it's a little bit more complicated there. Over here to answer questions. Yes, whenever you're ready. Yes, please.
To that, there's a line in Forever After, a retelling of Cinderella, where she's looking at her stepmother and with like, "Oh, you love me after all," and her stepmother says, "How could anyone love a pebble in their shoe?" It's like, ooh, okay, that's pretty mean. But by that I mean, bad things happen to people here all the time. That's fine. We have to die of something. Is it true that the theory is, well, we're having the best of the worst? This is the best case scenario that could have happened, given that we do have war, and we do have disease, and we do have all this stuff. Is that fair to say, or is it just?
Well, it can always be better.
It could. Okay.
What is here is what the collective is like, what is necessary for its growth. Because we do see the outcomes of where people are going. Mm-hmm. Not that we're playing God, some do. Always, a soul signs up for their contracts. You can even see the contract. We can see it like in their forehead. It's almost like it shows a picture, and we can see into their mind basically of what they're looking for in life. Obviously, we can't tell them. So think about on a global scale, we can feel the vibrations, and disease comes up as you're going through right now on the Earth, which is highly manipulative. But you're seeing different diseases. You're seeing government disease. You're seeing media disease. So it's like, we bring this. So yeah, for example, the virus, it brought it. So what can it reveal? And what are people going to be lying down for? So right now, many are making decisions what to do with themselves. Because this timeline, yes, is dying out. Meaning the old timeline, because technically going into a new century now. You probably feel, you're already in 2020, but you're kind of really, it's kind of like the 2000s is really taking off right now. Finally. It took 20 years to get going, actually. If there's any questions or anything.
So why did it take 20 years?
It's a slow growth Earth. It's slow. Well, there's a lot of things that have to happen for you to get to where you are. It could have happened in the year 2000, but many are still not ready in many ways. Your internet's helping the progression of where you're going. So things could have, I mean, you could have had a disease a long time ago, and you have little by little, but now this one's really to shift things around majorly.
Was the SARS before it, and there was another one?
That was a test. Yes,
that was a test. Okay.
And that one obviously took many out a little bit too quickly, as you can see.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Okay. So it wouldn't. It was a test, but it wasn't able to perform as this one is. So it didn't have as like, okay, we need to make it sure that it lasts longer without knowing the symptoms, and so it can turn into a real pandemic instead of being controlled. Is that it?
Yeah, it was more contained. Notice how SARS is more contained. That thing could have easily got out. So, but yes, it was. Obviously, it wasn't really the Chinese that were really. I mean, they were development, but it was a higher power that was involved too. But yes, this is the next generation of SARS, basically. More quiet version, but still deadly, but not in the same way, as you know. So, and even souls can create disease. Like an elite can create a disease within their own self, as you can see, human trafficking and things like that. So that can have an elite being their own energy can create a disease. So you're using that to reveal what's happening here. And that's kind of what's happening. We don't see how human trafficking being revealed too soon, but you are in that threshold of eventually it will be, but we don't have a time frame when it will happen. But your election is one awakening, and you have many more after that, of course.
So the collective chose to go through this.
Of course. Yeah. You sign up. You see what's going to happen before you come here. Even if you don't believe half of what you're seeing. And you see it like 100 years in advance, too.
So we came in knowing, we said, okay, at some point in my life, there will be some kind of thing like a pandemic or a tsunami or something that will, there's going to be something that's going to help us do this thing. A whole bunch of people that are going to die, so they die off, changes the energy of the world, and we move forward.
Yeah, some of you are actually involved with the virus being even created astrally, and you can come here and experience it, either by death or by the awakening. So there's like hundreds of different scenarios that can happen. But as you're here, as you incarnate, some might reject what's going on. It's like, I don't want to go through this, and literally leave. That's against my contract. I didn't sign up for this. I can leave, and they can do that. They can leave.
So how does this help awakening then? How does this, in particular, the virus and this pandemic?
Well, it helps people face themselves. I mean, truly see. Well, yeah, it's closing down businesses, the old way of doing things. It is truly. It's been doing that for been diseases throughout thousands of years, and we of course you're not there right now to see it. Of course, it took a long time for the outcome. So you're going through the outcome. Of course, you're in the middle of it now. You're not seeing the outcome just now. So yeah, it's basically the old way is expiring. So you can say a disease kind of created itself to come in and close out businesses, even YouTubers, a lot of things. It's like it was necessary for it's time for, and the alien energies are getting stronger here. When you humanity, if you understand this on a spiritual level, more people are going to take it seriously because they got nowhere else to go. Your
Well, then
light
that
will
brings
get
up
stronger.
my next question. As my cat was attacked again, this time right up underneath my nose. And even though he was trying to hide himself, I could still see the outlining of his body. So why did he stick around? Did he stick around to figure out, to see if I would understand what was going on?
I'm not sure. Did he? What is he? Did he hit your nose? Claw your nose? What is this exactly?
No, he actually took the skin off the side of my cat. It would be like skinning an
Oh, like
Indian, but
a
skin.
being did this, or
Yes, a being did this.
Oh,
I
are
feel
they
like
allowed to do that?
So I,
yeah.
Are they allowed to do that?
Some can. So apparently,
yeah, because
the
you
cat was in
can see.
that being's space. So that was like I feel like reptilian energy is what I see there.
It was very reptilian. You could see how strong and powerful he was. But to me, what came through was that you're putting too much information out there to wake people up to this manipulation,
Mhm.
to the chaos. And this was like, you need to back off,
Mhm.
which was the wrong thing to say to me.
Well, yeah, and also the cat was in his energy field, and the cat was pushing back a lot of his energy too. Pushing back from
Yeah, the cat he's a guardian. I can tell that.
Mm.
So did he take the hit?
Yeah, or you could have dropped something, or something would have happened to you. So yes, yeah.
Was he the same one that was in my dream that was like, you need to see who I am? Who
Yes,
laughed at me?
it seems to be that. There's two of them actually, but there is, I believe it is. Yeah, they always come in pairs normally.
All
So
reptilians?
yeah, reptilians. You'll probably see them
Yeah.
if you haven't already, like physically. He seems to be getting so angry. He's tired of hiding himself. It seems.
That's fine. He can show up. Does he realize what he's taking on?
Of course. He's more aware than you're aware. But yes, he's aware.
Is he aware of the retaliation?
But he's willing to take it. But they get so mad they don't really think clearly. So
Which I'm an extremely patient. So
Come to mama. Come on. Come on.
yeah, exactly. Come on, because I'm gonna push your buttons. I'm gonna make you show yourself. Even if I have to chase you 5 lifetimes away, I will find you.
but reptilian energies are breaking down behind the scenes. So they're
Are they
not
getting mad because we're seeing them? Some of us that we're seeing them.
Yeah, you're not afraid of them. So that's when they start to see them. Yeah.
Is that kind of the same thing that's happening with the Anunnaki?
Yes. Are you saying Anunnaki?
No, but I would imagine another lady on here probably is.
Well, I haven't made appearances just yet. Well, I believe because the reptilians are kind of guarding the Anunnaki at this time. So most likely, if anything is going to be seen, it's going to be a gray or a reptilian at this point.
They're the front line, the foot soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, their minds are plugged into your matrix reality. They know how it works, and you see that you give them static in their minds. So some of you are actually, I wouldn't call it attack, but it's kind of like you're attacking them. You're shutting off their connection to it. So then they get seen. Because they lose their...
Because it's time to move forward. It's time to prosper.
Yes, they know it. They know it's coming.
Hmm.
I mean, they're always talking about progress and moving forward and new age, waking up, but life feels completely repetitive. Like if you go to the past, wasn't it already like progress? Wasn't there more technology and spirituality? It's like we're going on a loop again and again. So I understand that we are, some of us maybe become like hostile towards aliens and this idea, oh, they're coming, but are they good? Like there's always this fear, but it's just gonna happen, and then maybe we sleep again, maybe we wake up again. I don't know, everything feels like it just continues on repetition, in my
That's
opinion.
what it's supposed to feel right now.
What?
It's supposed to feel like that right now. They make it feel that way.
Yeah, but then
Is that
Because then you get tired of looking for them. You leave them.
no, I'm
alone.
always excited to like digging about the information and figuring out things, but I just, is it really gonna happen for the very first time in history?
No, it's happened in the past. It just has been
Exactly.
erased by history.
Like pandemics. Like, is it the first time we ever have a situation like this?
No.
Yeah. So maybe for the generation, it feels like, oh, I've never, in my timeline experienced this. But when you look, you try to study this stuff, and I know history has been altered many times, but when you just research, you just feel like, okay, maybe this is just like a normal process of this cycle. I don't know.
Yep.
Yes.
History repeating itself.
Yeah, nothing is new. Nothing.
No.
Nothing is new
But-
anymore.
Oh well, now you're not sure about that though.
I have a quick spot here.
Speaking from an expert, that's not really true.
Wait.
Well, you speak
Okay,
about
so we're
here.
on this infinite loop.
No, you're not
And-
on it.
Okay, so that means that there
They're
is
gonna do that.
we've got off that infinite loop of history repeating itself.
Right.
And so now it's just take a step up
Yes.
and quit all this
Mm-hmm. Right.
lower level astral, extremely negative things that the typical person doesn't deal with
Yes.
on a day-to-day
You
basis.
did not have your internet in the past. I mean, you've had versions of it.
And how does
But this
this
is a different
reflect
time.
on other universes and realities then? We're talking about now, this life.
Well,
What about
you're going for this loop, so you're kind of closing yourself off for any type of contact when you say that.
no, that's your opinion. If you knew me, you wouldn't say that.
So that's the way it looks like.
No, this
You're
is
actually slowing down your progress by saying
so,
that.
anyway. You don't even want to be here, so anyway.
I see stubborn.
No, I'm just saying, like, this being is just
Because you are in a part of awakening if you want it, and many of you are working toward it. It just it takes time, but it
so
doesn't mean
every other being I connect with through Ivan says that I'm making progress. So you are the only one saying the truth. Everyone else is lying to me. Is that what you're talking about?
Well,
Is
right
it-
now it sounds like you're studying your progress
Today, you still think that? Okay.
by saying that you're in a loop. Yes.
I'm just talking about how history feels. I'm not talking about myself.
Mm-hmm.
He's not convinced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about this? Let's change the subject. What about this thing that hit the earth that the Schumann started going off the chart that woke me up around 1 a.m. that you could feel the magnetic waves go through? What was that?
Well, it's like only thing I received is like a dart from the universe. It's part of your awakening, but yeah, it's like an infusion on the planet. It's like a surge onto a timeline.
Okay, well, I didn't get a very good response out of it. I woke up in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of energy was that so-called dart? Was it
Well,
supposed to affect us in a negative way?
one moment. It can affect people in different ways. In your connection, I believe you feel. Only thing I'm feeling like some of the reptilian beings that you're connected to felt that jolt. I feel like you felt some of their aggravations when I see there.
Okay, that would make kind of like a bounce back.
Exactly, their aggravation. Okay. Doesn't mean the ship's going to land tomorrow, but you are going to a new phase of your evolution.
Was that their aggravation towards her, or their aggravation to just the situation?
To the hit, yeah, to the hit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That was a hit on them, but not exactly an attack, but it was they like an earthquake for them, you could say. So yeah, they got pulled off.
For them to like wake up.
Yeah, they are releasing from this earth. It's not going to be quickly, but you are, as more of this is being talked about, you are bringing in these timelines for disclosure. It just takes a while.
And since they're reptilians and they're so military-like, like after World War II, where there were, these islands where people kept on fighting because they just weren't told that the war was over. Could we somehow just get a message to reptilians higher up to kind of go, okay, for the betterment of everyone, well, let's just stop this war?
Well, they like messing with humans, though. That's the thing.
Okay.
So when humans stop, when they manipulate humans, and humans is like, stop that, then okay, the war will be over. Now, some are doing that, but many are just kind of taking it. Because they don't exist, remember?
Yeah, they don't exist. During our awakening, I feel powerless to. I've only just had a few moments of whatever. And is there a way if we don't see reptilians, we don't have our cats being attacked by them, we don't have anything? Is there anything we can do to kind of go, no, I know I don't want this. Please stop a bit of this.
Well, it all depends on what you're doing that aggravates them. Because they don't care if you say stop. I mean, yeah, they'll stop, but I mean, you're part of this too. So, yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to step on some feet get things going. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, you want a bloody nose, you want things to keep going the way they are. So,
which was my intention when I was putting when I was putting information out there. It was like, people, you need to wake up.
Right.
And because of the information, it would rattle some feathers because of what I do as a profession.
So what happens is when the Earth shifts its energy, of course, it has some time for that because humans are still going through a great deal of difficulty. Where the reptilians can't even be here anymore because if energy turns into a certain vibration, they won't be able to exist here because of, like I said, higher vibrations. So obviously, it's something that doesn't happen overnight, but that's what you're working towards. So you can start seeing them. You see them leaving or aggravating, or they just can't take it anymore. You start giving them hugs and stuff like that.
and this, sorry, this lightning that's happening. It's like this is going on. Like these darts that show up, where the sun is changing what it's sending us. This just keeps on happening, and we just. Yes. We're just kind of going, flip. It's like we're on an escalator sometimes of like, okay, up I go a little notch and up I go a little notch.
It's just a lot of stairs to that escalator, yes. But I mean, imagine many of you do feel there is a change here that has not, been here for a while. Many of you have. There's something different here. It's not the same as it used to be. And this isn't just for show. This is part of the awakening. It's just, might not happen as people imagine it, but it is part of opening, revealing, for the veil to be revealed.
And last time was it you that talked about airplanes just stopping in the sky?
Yes, we can do that. Or people can do that. Yes,
people can. Okay, because I saw a video last week or the week before of this
Mhm.
tree that had grown through a car.
Yes.
It was somewhere from Africa or something, I think, and it was a tree that kind of looks like it just pierced through the car, but the car was new and the tree was old, and so it's obviously whatever. So what happened there?
Yeah, distortion in the reality. Yeah, right. The car was moved into the tree. It seems from what I could see here.
Okay, so there were.
Yeah, the physics was shifted, or the quantum physics, was shifted. So they merged together.
So we had two masses that they put two masses together, and this is what they weren't. It took up the same space, and they just figured them. The tree said, "Okay, I'm here." Car said, "I'm here," and then.
It's like little awakenings to how reality. You have your reality, but there are going to be glitches. It's all part of it's a little mystery. It's like here's like a video game. Here's a little hint here and there. You're gonna get it. So your collective looks the other way, but that doesn't stop you in your process. Just keep building up, because individually anything can happen. So I mean, there will be a time when you can call these alien beings to you, which would be pretty exciting. You haven't quite got there yet, where it will be a loving experience. You'll be terrified, and you will connect to the beings that are similar to your energy. So if you are neutral and cool about things, you'll get that. If you need a reptilian to show up and tell you they're going to kill you, that might show up too. I know, and some people are like, oh no, it's like a relationship. It's like some people need that. So
they need the fight, right?
Yeah, they need that. They need that drama. So
I have a question about your origins. You said you come from Arcturian, and you're basically keeping this Earth reality from imploding on itself. What's your origins with this planet? Have you been with this planet since its beginning, or did you come here were you commissioned by another collective or spirit?
You say we were attracted to its chaos. It was something new that was forming, an anomaly. This world was, you say, called an anomaly in the beginning. And our minds can easily connect to the beings that are here. So we can be on another planet, millions of miles away, and feel the vibrations. Like we just psychically, it's like the planet kind of called us. So we visited to, it took some convincing for us to even come here.
What was going on at the planet at the time when you came there?
Many of the beings here wanted to, destroy each other and destroy the planet. This is actually before the dinosaurs. So we have been.
So what is your intention?
To give information at this time. Our other collective that's here they do have their own intentions of information. They want to see where things go. They want to see where they're just curious. They're not ones that would. They're kind of like. Some of you might get a gag at this, but it's like they're watching your world like you would watch, streaming TV. They're just absorbing all of this. They don't really have a life. They don't really. I mean, we interact with each other, but we're not ones. We're kind of a dull race when it comes down to it. But we're so busy looking into your world's energy. That's all we. Our minds can do it. So we're, just like you keep your streaming service together. It's like we need this to survive. Well, we need you to survive too, because we feel like the collective, your collective, we see what other beings do not see, what other alien beings do not see.
So when you interfere or do something, does the karma come back to you as a collective, having interfered?
Yes, we do interfere. Yeah, if we use our just like anyone would rob a bank or something like that we just see a vulnerability and take advantage of it. Yes. Oh, it happens instantly.
and do you? Go ahead.
It's come through channelings that you know, you have people using magic to set the reality, to set the dream.
Right.
Are you connected in that like as a dream weaver role, or how are you connected with the collectives that are setting the agenda here?
Well, those that are doing magic here can cause us difficulties. Can even get into our minds. Even if our minds are protected, they can find a vulnerability if they really wanted to, because they want to get their way. So we're basically, you can say our energies are connected to assisting your timelines here, that they get fulfilled the way your world wants it. It's basically, it's just, like I said, we see things that other alien beings don't see, so we can fill in the gaps to keep your Earth going. So, but...
So you can kind of see beyond, you can go, okay, you can see beyond and say, no, you can understand us and our global intention and say, okay, they've taken a left turn because of the Archon, whatever, or this, da-da-da.
Yes, correct.
But where they really wanted to go is this direction, so we're just going to tweak a little thing, and guess what? We'll go back that way. Is that it?
Correct, yeah. We don't usually, well, we it's like some beings can come to us and what direction do we ask us? What direction do we need to take?
Oh, so they ask you to, because you understand us, and they'll go, what?
Exactly.
Well, what do I do with this?
Exactly. So we don't really interfere with that. We just give them the answer normally.
And do you ever tweak us?
Okay, well, isn't that interfering with our free will?
Not if there's someone else is doing it, yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay. Okay.
do you ever tweak us just for entertainment purposes?
Not really, no. We're just mostly watchers, as I said. So we're not ones that are, causing a lot of the difficulties. Reptilians and Archons and Orions. Orions feel like they're some of the strongest, at least in their mind. They say they're the strongest beings in the universe, one of them. Of course, Anunnaki are the weavers of reality, the ones who put things together. So we're not to say we all get along with each other. No.
And are you known to everyone, or are you hidden?
No. Some beings are actually afraid of us. They're not sure because we can get into their minds pretty easily. Usually, we can see them coming too. So we can talk to them telepathically too. Like if they think of us and want to talk to us, we can say telepathically, "How are you doing?" Just like that. It's like, oh, geez, already. So, but a lot of beings don't even pay attention to us. They don't even just stay. Now, those that want to cause difficulties here, yeah, they're usually ones that they're the ones that talk to us quite a bit, actually. But a lot of it's just conversation.
Are you corruptible?
Of course. Who isn't? Especially in your plan, where you have gods that turn against your plans. Well, you have those that are giving away, like to Jesus or Yeshua. So many people are giving away their power to that energy. And most of us we don't even believe it ourselves, somebody are doing it. I mean, it was an idea, and it just got out of hand.
That's what they did with the past, and it just continues today. That's why kind of concerned for humanity that history is going to repeat itself for a lot of the population, that they're going to give their power away to these aliens coming here telling the aliens to do next,
Right, and that's what you're warning right now. Correct. You're warning to discern who is positive, who is not, who has the best intentions. Doesn't mean they could be not positive and still have pretty decent intentions towards humanity. I mean, they might have their own darkness, but it doesn't mean they want to wipe out the human race. Where others just get a high off of controlling people. So, and those are Nordics, tall bonds that are involved with that. Some beings, when humans just run to them, they just can't help themselves. Just like many humans on your world. They get a big head, and they just can't control themselves. So that's what you're being prepared for at this time.
Yeah, and I could see it because I can understand why humans were disempowered, protect them from themselves, because the minute they get a taste of power, they want to use it to control, or want to control it, and it eventually consumes them. And I see it happening with the ego in the spiritual community. People get a little taste of their power, and then it goes right to their head. So I could see where I see saying history repeating itself again. With the
in that regard, yes. Yeah.
Mm.
In that regard, yes, but it still does not mean you're not going to have disclosure. Now, once again, when is still up in the air.
Yeah, the truth has to come out. People have to get out of their slave mentality, and reclaim their power.
Right. But yeah, some people are going to. Well, people have always, even on other planets, they've repeated the same thing. It's something you just can't get away from. No, I mean some worlds you can, but a lot of them no. Especially a world like yours, it has to do what it's used to doing. And it's going to the boss, doing what the boss tells it what to do. Just used to it. So when an alien shows up, that's pretty, usually, and very convincing. But you already see that in your spiritual community already.
Ashtar.
Well, it's not just. Well, they're getting down to rap.
Just celebrity culture, but for aliens.
Yeah.
But people are giving their power away to Ashtar, yes.
No.
But it's not just Ashtar, it's many beings.
No.
I don't like to mess around with that.
Yeah. But what I say, like I used to listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and I say, it's very good, and it means some people will actually have a much better life because of it. Here, it's just they're not taking advantage of the whole thing that's happening here. They're cutting off one part of it in order to just have a wonderful, pleasant, beautiful life, which there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yes, as long as it's under someone's control. But many aren't. It's not always meant for you to release that just yet. You're in that process. Doesn't mean it's going to be fully released in your lifetimes either. There's going to be someone in control somewhere. It's not something that you just clear out in your lifetime.
Yeah. And will you be with us till the end then?
Of course.
Okay.
We'll be in the sky. You might be not liking us because they're just looking down and not doing anything, observing. So we're all beings that
It'll be do something, please do something.
Well,
you'll be no.
Yeah, well, we're told not to. Well, as you know, interfere, but you know how that works. Until
you remind me of this alien, I don't know the name, Salosians, I think, from Star Trek, that they create a reality and then they observe the environment and how the behavior of humans. So you create, I mean, I'm not saying you're collective, but like I believe there are such things as vivariums where they take humans and they just, why not? They do that.
No, that's we didn't create this reality, but we're kind of keeping it together. I mean, obviously things are, it's kind of like, we're kind of like a Men in Black in some ways too. Is that we're not shutting all this down, it's just we see where humans are, where, yes, if they get too much information, they'll just implode. So you got to be careful. Well, some things are done for a reason, even for,
And how much, like, power do you have? Is it because of your unique abilities that you can you understand us and you can go and change things? Or do you actually have, is it because you have a whole bunch of power you can force your way into it?
Well, some do. Some of us can connect to a world and turn people against each other just with a thought. I mean, really start a war with a thought. Going telepathically, go into the human, or usually it's human, for example, and start a war just like that. And just mentally, like a mental game, where after this person, like Army General, this person, just like manipulate one after the other. And just cause all just like that. That's not what we're doing. Well, it's not what I'm doing. But it has been done by other beings that weren't our abilities, weren't how we do things. So, but usually, we're kind of like do nothings really. I mean, we're observing all the time. We're not exactly the most exciting people, personality-wise. But that's not all beings have to have a classy personality as your world has. Well, if you need information, you can gather it from us, depending on what question you ask.
That's why we're here in entertainment.
Exactly. Well, we're learning how to be human by seeing it. We see a lot of things we don't like, but see, our beings can be easily incarnated in your world and become con artists very easily, or leaders in a positive way. We can be anything, because we learn how your world works. So, wonder why some people get into power really quickly. We have that type of mindset. So, some of us are here. You already see them. Yeah, they usually have a big head. Usually, maybe not as big as ours, but they usually kind of show themselves.
By the way, since we're on the subject about information and maybe aliens coming, what about 21st December? Everyone is talking about it. What can you tell us about that date?
Yes, it is a new energy field that's, you can say it's like surrounding the Earth, which is also bringing new timelines where it's releasing negativity, but to release it, some negativity has to happen. So not going to happen on that day, but there's going to be a lot of breakdowns in society once again.
Processing.
Yeah. So that's all we can really say. We have to let things play out, actually.
I see.
We have to watch it ourselves, like you, actually. Because future timelines, there's things that we're not allowed to say. We see countless timelines, hundreds of them, but we have to see what the humans are. Many humans are going to go through a panic attack. Some are going to feel like they're going to go to heaven that day.
But that's also
Rapture.
they're creating that themselves in terms of this. We're so many of us are just looking for this. We like these important, like, oh yes, it'll all be better once.
I know.
And so it's like, yeah, we've been saying that for how many thousands?
Yes, how many thousands of years have you said that?
Yeah, and the next day, well, it's like yesterday.
Well, yes, what makes this different? Yes, your alien connections this time is that, yes, there's going to be many on a record player. Yeah, doing the same thing over and over again. That's what many of you hear, and others listening to this, aren't really, say no thanks to that. So, yes, in your individual power, you're showing your maturity to bring in alien vibrations or spiritual connection. What will happen in a physical in some form or another? Some might be dark for a little bit, then the light will come because it might have some retaliation, like from a reptilian being. They might say, I can't believe they're letting this happen, and then attack you. It's like, I don't know what I'm getting attacked for, because you're just not part of all the bullshit. It's like you pass the test to allow contact to occur for yourself. So
we passed the test, and now we can be attacked. Is that it?
Exactly.
Great! Yay!
But
I feel like I've been doing this. I've been on this merry-go-round many, many times, and I'm beyond
hard.
being sucker punched like I was this time.
Are you by a alien base? A military base?
I'm by a vortex.
I feel like there's an alien base there too, or I guess it's by a vortex. Yes, there's an alien base not too far from where you are. That's another reason why you're going through what you're going through. I think.
Okay. Then why does a something that tries to disguise itself as a helicopter go by about the same time every night? Is that to check to make sure that we're here, or is that to check on something else?
It's more of the vortex itself, seeing who came through. There's a lot of things coming and going through. I don't think it's you specifically, unless you get their attention.
When they rattle the house, that gets my attention.
Well, yeah, but that's not pointed towards you, though. It's just them going through a panic attack because something came through that they don't know what the hell it is.
And you're in the wrong. You're on the flight path.
No. So that's another thing about ship. Fighter jets in the skies. It's like, where are they going after? There's nothing up there. So it's another clue of when things start to warm up here.
But I've seen that vortex open. I've seen things on the other side, and I've seen things on this side, and I've seen things on this side purposely come through, be escorted off, and that other beings are around to shut that vortex from something else coming through.
Yeah, so you're seeing a preparation for disclosure in a form of it. Very early stages of it. A lot of beings are getting, yeah, I just see preparation there.
It's setting up the stage.
Yeah, they're just getting used to the Earth's energy, seeing if this is something they even want. But do we want to be a part of this? It's like, how many humans can we control? What do we get out of this? So
It's like here. Oh, sorry, we're gonna close the observatory. Oh, it falls apart. Like they throw a bomb on it. I'm like, honestly, you're gonna lie to us about this? I keep saying it. People are already like suspecting that they're just bringing a new system there.
yes, yeah, that's gonna. I feel like yeah, it'll be alive and well next year. It seems.
And the best
Well,
part is they had drones like overlooking, like flying around and hovering exactly when it collapsed. Like like that's so convenient. And it looks like the Twin Towers. Like that's how it felt.
Well, there's also going to be more sightings in your area too. It seems.
I mean, I live by the Bermuda Triangle and in the Junque Rainforest. What am I gonna do? I have to be ready for it.
Yeah. Come up here to Canada. Nothing's happening here.
Well, it is. It's just not in your. You're just not seeing it. Well, it's not. It's. They're more cloaked in that area. It seems they're just not showing themselves because there's not a lot of people in your area. It seems.
No.
So what's the point? They want to be, hey, look at us, we're up here. So, well, they can also telepathically connect to people and say, hey, look in the sky. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, okay.
Did you know that? Yes, they can do that. All of a sudden, you look up in the sky. I don't know why I'm looking up in the sky. And then you say, is that a ship?
Yeah, I see around my house, close by, I show Ivan ships like cloaked in clouds. I'm like, I can see you, like, guys, like literally.
Well, they're making it more obvious recently. Well, this has been going for a while. But yeah, they're letting their guard down slightly. And you'll see more of that in your coming years. I feel 5 years they're going to, I mean, you'll see progress between now and then, but more of a 5-year period of really just allowing this to come through. People taking this more seriously. They might be terrified, but you're here to heal that energy. It's like, wow, is this place really changing? It is really changing. So it's many thought what your world's going through right now would never happen. Like, oh, nothing's going to happen. Oh, look at you right now. So anything's possible right now, isn't it?
I feel like I personally get a experience like a contact, but I feel it like, within, like, oh, something's gonna happen. I'm just gonna, maybe it's a personal experience. It's not everyone, but I feel very close to it. I don't know.
Yes, they pull back a lot in your area. Well, they're not ready. You might be ready, but they're not ready. They have their reasons.
Okay.
They're still studying humans. I mean, I don't know, they've been studying them for a long time. But actual contact, they have to be ready themselves to take responsibility for their actions.
Maybe I scared them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, they weren't planning on showing themselves anyway.
Okay.
I mean, when they make an attempt to connect to humans, they gotta. I mean, those that care, those that don't care are just gonna do what the hell they want.
Okay, so when you attempt to make contact, you set an intention and you set possible karma to come along with that. How does that vibrate out into the universe?
The universe braces itself. It's like you're going to take us with you, aren't you? Yeah, because it's going to affect all these different civilizations. Yeah, because the alien that does make contact here, yeah, it affects their whole civilization. You have a whole world that's being just whatever, good or bad, it's going to affect them. You just say hi. I mean, physically, it's a big deal. Now, those that you've seen here and there, those are contacts that pulled back quickly. I don't have any in mind, but one that happened in Switzerland. I don't remember the name of it at this point.
There was the drunk gray that was caught on video.
No, not that. That's not in Switzerland.
No, not that. Okay.
So
Samyazi?
Gray didn't contact anybody. He just walked, so he's okay.
Oh, okay.
Samyazi, right?
Excuse. Say that again.
Samyazi.
No, that's not it. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
So then the whole the universe is interested, because if we go the wrong way and we blow up another planet, then it's going to affect all different timelines throughout the universe.
Yeah, this world can suffocate other worlds easily. Because some worlds are just so positive, they can't handle this world. You have one of those beings from a positive planet come here, they can't handle the darkness here. That's why you have so many people here that are manic depressant and all that, because they can't handle the darkness here. So they're helping their collective get used to this Earth's energy. So a lot of folks are going crazy, as you know.
So that's the advantage of incarnating here, that they now have a representative that's actually physically on this planet, and they're sending back what they're living back and saying, this is what it's like. Even if they're having a horrible time here and they're in an insane asylum, they're still letting them, people back there, get used to what's actually happening here. Is that it?
Yes. They usually have someone they can connect to. We don't just send them alone, just hope for the best. Usually 3 or 4 of them come with them, or 5 or 6, because not everybody, everyone plays a role. And not all of them are here to stay here for longevity either. But yeah, usually it's like a group comes in together. And there's other groups around the world, of course, too. But a group incarnate, as you probably heard, you don't just come here by yourself. You come here, brother or sister or friends. You just know these people. It's like, I don't know who you are, but we seem to have some kind of connection. How convenient. But yes, it goes back to the collective. But also, it's part of soul growth, but a lot of it goes back to the collective. They learn, they won't learn. They survive. Usually it's just survival is the most important thing. They learn something, that's great. They can survive this planet and not get any negative karma. That says a lot. That's a big accomplishment right there.
And so, to use me as an example, where am I from? If that's the case, or is that not the case for everyone?
I feel like you're pulling energy from Sirius.
Sirius, okay.
So you're more of the positive Syrians, because some of them are very not like that. Where you tell them all to take a break, and some of them get really, that's why they call it serious. So they come here to heal, because a lot of them are here already, cause a lot of difficulties. A lot of Syrians cause a lot of murders, domestic disputes, and all that. So you come here to heal that vibration the best you can. You do connect to the trees where you're at too. The vibration. You're on the border, I believe, of the United States in some form or another. You're not too close, but you're
not far. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're healing. Yeah, your energy is going to the United States. It's not just a few. It's going to the United States, like throwing water on it.
Yeah.
A lot of water.
The Niagara Falls.
So I'll come here, but I'm not sitting in the middle of that, though, as you know.
No.
Yeah, if you're in the middle of it, you know how it goes.
Oh God, it's so strange. When I was young, growing up in Canada, everything in the States was bigger and better and faster, and we were like the poor, the nerdy poor cousins on the other side of the tracks, kind of going, oh, I want to, and now I look down to the States and I go, oh my God, I couldn't live there. That's too harsh for me. It's like, no, I'll stay here. Thank you.
Yeah, Detroit has been Reptilian taken over. New York City, a lot of Nordic beings, a little bit of everybody. Your New York City is your space capital. I mean, they might as well put a spaceship in the middle of the place, because that's pretty much alien. You have all these different aliens so many different. It's like its own planet, same as California.
Landed right at Rockefeller Center.
Exactly.
I was told that Seattle's kind of Arcturian and Syrian. Can you expand on that? Is that kind of similar to the rest of the area, like Portland and Vancouver?
Well, Portland's been taken over by Cabal energies. It has a lot. Your American Indians are technically Atlantean beings. So, of course, they don't call themselves that. So they kind of ceded the United States and all of North America, basically, and South America for, civilization. Portland, yes, is a higher, just major portal energy there. So that's why I call it Portland portal. And of course, the ball has been using it, taking advantage of that.
Are all the volcanoes there like the portal energy? Because they got a lot of really high, volcanoes, volcanic mountains.
Yeah, that's there. Well, in the prehistoric times, it was very a lot of releases happened there. A lot of earth changes happened there. A lot of formation of the country happened in that spot. So it used to be a lot of sacrifices there at one time because of the energy there. So a lot of alien beings that appear in that place, and the sacrifices to bring back the aliens. So yeah, that was interesting.
I had a question this week about sacrifice, which was, does it still go on? First of all,
of course, yeah, Africa,
yes,
and some of your elite do the same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Mexico.
And
yes.
if we're cut off from this, surely sacrifice isn't as effective as it could be, or it's like, is there another option to it? Like, why would we choose to continue this method when surely there are other options available?
Oh yes, well your elite use it to open up the lower astral. They murder someone, then they open up a gateway to lower astral. It's just open up hell on earth, basically. So
is that kind of like when you watch like a horror movie as it comes through the screen?
Yes, it does. It comes even all screens, yeah. But is that type of darkness? Yes. Yeah. And people have no problem attaching. That's why they have dreams and nightmares and relationship issues after that. They don't even think about it because they clear that out in their mind. It's like, where was I before this movie? Oh, I don't remember it. So doesn't affect everyone that way, but sometimes.
Oh yeah, I heard from I think she's an Arcturian or Atlantean YouTuber. She says that might be a good idea to cover your screens and TVs and stuff.
Or just get rid of it altogether, but yes. Or, you can kind of live with it, clear out the energy yourself. So they come through mirrors too. So, if they didn't come through that, they'll find some other way. But yes, it is a portal into your living room, you can say. Even your phones. So, but like I said, you have the energy to shut that down. So, or just don't watch those type of things that is like, I'm not getting a good vibe of that. Yeah, there's a reason for it.
So have I shut that down, like, at least in my vicinity, because I don't see, like, I used to see, like, figures animating in my phones and stuff.
And you don't see it anymore? Yeah, because you believe you closed it down yourself. Well, you saw it, and sometimes you need to see it to say, I don't want this anymore. So it's all embedded in your intentions. Basically.
Hi.
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ashley. I can write it down.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask real quick without getting into the COVID subject, but how do you see the concerning the vaccine and the population being worried about it? I don't know how to ask this question. Like,
I understand.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be it's funny how they're trying to use that to, as you already know. I don't think I'm going to tell you anything you already didn't know. I mean, you
Yeah.
already see the population in decline. Well, that's just going to speed it up.
I
Obviously,
see, and the marketing, the marketing they have, and even they're doing musicals. The journalists. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a CNN commercial, like where they're dancing. You know, with the vaccine is coming and 2021 is coming. I'm like, are you serious?
it's a ritual. Yeah, it's a ritual.
I cannot believe it. So yeah, my family is very concerned, and I have a lot of elderly family, and they are concerned about getting this thing. And if they make it like obligatory, we are worried here in Puerto Rico. I don't
No,
know.
they're not going to make it mandatory. We don't have enough of it. Now, if you get injured or something, they might. It's going to be like the flu vaccine. They're going to be very similar to that. Not everybody's going to get it, but they're going to try and make you get it.
So they cannot come here and drag us out of our house to make us see.
We don't see them do that now.
Yeah, because that's really overkill. Thanks.
But notice how they're putting a lot of fear out there.
Yeah, they want to make you believe that you
Exactly.
have
They want you to create it.
exactly. So like it's your decision, but they actually made you do it, but you don't know that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. They make, especially when you're older,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like, you know, and you're just used to that, you know. But yeah, it's.
Yeah, I just want to make my mom is freaking out, so I just want to talk to her.
Well, this is where TV works.
Mhm.
Yeah, pause around watching a virus that kills everybody movie. Sometimes it's good to get your or books, get your mind off of these things. So.
You could just watch the news for that.
Exactly.
For the virus, if you do take it, are our bodies strong enough, or our mind strong enough to handle it?
Yes, well, we see the vaccine, as they call. We feel like it's not as strong as they're claiming it is. So, but it can cause some people to have allergic reactions to it. Like somebody gets a flu vaccine, they get the flu. So yeah, if you can avoid it, it'd be the best. But many of you are shifting your vibration, where we don't see you having a real difficulty with it. But just the idea of being around that thing probably makes you sick already. So it's probably
there's different ones. They're not all the same.
Yeah,
different pharmaceutical companies have different vaccines.
A lot of them are diluted. Some of them are, well, yeah. Some of those vaccines are there too.
Yeah, just look at the names of the pharmaceutical companies and the people behind it and make a decision. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, some of those vaccines are there not to remove you from the earth now, but maybe later.
Since it's killing as many people as the flu, do we already have herd immunity to it? You would say
to this, or is it a vaccine? Yes.
Right. No, I mean to the actual virus itself.
The virus, yes, to both actually. Yeah, so the virus, yes, it usually attacks people that have a lower vibration already. It just grabs, and look at your decisions.
Yeah, because I feel like it has a consciousness of its own, similar to like an Egyptian plague that would go after low vibration. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're making the right decisions for yourself, making smart decisions, it's like, there's a plague out there. Maybe I want to be around sports stadium with like 1 million people. I mean, you do it smartly. You'd be all right. But if you're just kissing everybody, making out with everybody, yeah.
And they have the doctors compromise. Like my mom's doctors, they say, no, you have to take it. We all have to take it. Her pastor from church, everyone is like, what the heck? And then my mom comes to me, hey, did Ivan say anything? We're just trying to make the decision. I'm waiting for Ivan to tell me what to do. She believes in this channeling thing. So at least she's open to listen to other opinions.
Yeah. Well, we agree not to take it at all. Because it is.
It's good to know.
It's really not. Yeah, it's not healthy. I mean, you can, like I say, you can heal yourself, but if you have this virus, it's very difficult to heal it. Once you get it, you can find other, stay away from everybody and find a way to heal it alternatively without the virus, without the vaccine. The vaccine is going to mess with people's minds.
And then you get attacked by a reptilian because you
Right.
put that out there.
Yeah, it's like you create a contract, yes. Or a death sentence. Depends on the person.
Yeah. Well, I read too many patents and voiced what I could, that they had already put out there themselves. So if you could read the terminology, you would know that it's kind of like you have to tell us before you know, wave your magic wand and do something for your entertainment that affects the collective. So after you read it and you put the information back out there, I'm not really doing anything because you've already put it out there. I've just dumbed it down so a lot of people can understand it and that they can make that choice whether they want to take it or they don't. But then, I'm one of those people who get the flu and have allergic reactions to eggs that I've never been allergic to.
Lisa has a great point because these things are like in plain sight, but people don't really dig deep into it or don't read. They will not read an entire, like pack of files on this. But I understand that. I read some time ago, like months ago, I read like this patent in German, and it was concerning this COVID. And I just closed the file. I was like, I don't know if I want to know, but I know exactly this thing has been in the works for decades. But it sucks to read it like in your face.
But sometimes you don't have to read these things; you just read the energy of it. That's what many are doing. You just feel the vibration of it, know if it's right or wrong for them. And that's how many people operate.
Oh yeah, when I was talking about the virus itself, like how it evolved in the decades, and they just, it's in German, but you can read it because I read Dutch, so I understand. This thing has been made in a lab, and then a mix from what was the other virus, the Arab from the Middle East, was like a Middle East flu kind of thing that there was, and then the Asian one, and they just mix it up and they create this monster. I'm like, really? And it's just available. We're not saying anything that is not available online.
Oh, yeah, I was told the virus is ancient.
Well, yes, it comes from ancient technologies, yes.
Computerized ancient technologies?
Yes, correct.
So they theoretically put together a vaccine?
Of course. Well, no, they have.
They have computer models. They put that much out there. That there's computer models that they took the information and generated it.
Yes, that's true.
You mean like AI, Lisa? Like, because I heard like AI was like they can come up with a formula, of course, a lot faster than humans can. So they have been practicing that for a while. So it was interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, AI is doing it. I thought so.
Not necessarily an AI intelligence. Maybe it's a what do you want to call it? A star seed of negative intention that's following the guide of somebody else, that's waving their fingers and manipulating our timelines. So then how do you protect yourself? How does my 12-foot spirit guide help me to protect myself in those situations from not getting attacked? When I'm out there putting out the information so the collective can make a decision on whether you want to inject your body with this and take a chance, because your body is thousands of reactions and you don't know what's going to happen when you inject something into your body.
Mm-hmm. Is this something that you're telling people on a daily basis?
Pretty
But
much, yeah.
You know, well, then they're probably every time you bring it up, they'll probably attack you. Most likely, in some form or another.
Isn't that like part of the hero's journey, where even Yeshua got heat for saying things that the powers that be didn't want out? So you're gonna buck the system like a bunch of other martyrs that gets the heat, but we're protected a lot more so than we were back in the day, since we have a lot more support coming into the planet. So it's up to us to be courageous enough to take the hits, because that's what we signed up for to come here, is what I'm gathering, right?
Yes, right.
And I don't want to come across as a martyr. I don't mind taking the hit, because human beings need to get off this merry-go-round of just, oh, let's put our finger in the electrical socket and see what happens.
It's to get out of the comfort zone, and it's
That's
like
yes.
it's if you want to be free or you want to be comfortable, because they're gonna make it very uncomfortable for you when you're trying to free yourself and everybody around you.
Well, that's why I have "Live Life Free" tattooed on my body. On my butt, actually.
I mean, souls learn through death. So they won't do that, especially car accidents.
Well, I'm not looking to check out. I kind of want to watch my kids and my grandchildren.
It's not about you. This is about other people or what they're going through. Some people have to go through what they're going through.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well, they made that choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've come up to the conclusion that I gotta just let people learn their lessons and trying to convince them, because when I try to push on them information they're not ready for, it pushes them further away from me and defeats the whole intention of me trying to open them up. So I just say they got to do it at their own time and process it the way they see fit.
Yes, because they'll contact you. They'll talk to you if they want your advice. I mean, you can give your advice. You don't have to just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna open myself up unless they ask me first.
Well, it's kind of like
my opinion. I'll be free to give it.
Right.
It's kind of like when somebody says, "Have you ever seen a ghost?" You're like, "Yeah," and then it leads into, "Have you ever seen an alien?" Well, actually, I just did about 3 nights ago.
But most people would pull back from that. Of course, when you say ghost, they're probably okay with that. But when you go to alien, either they get intrigued or pull back. We're talking about something else.
Well, the whole intention is to create a seed of information for them to think about. It's kind of said in jest.
Of course.
That's being sneaky.
Well, yeah. But, it's part of the game, right? You have the good versus the evil.
Yeah, but there'll be a time when more people be hungry for answers, and then they'll come to us, is what you're saying.
Exactly, correct. Yes.
I'm just kind of pushing it along.
We can also use that time to focus on your own development, which you are doing, but there's probably more development you can do too.
Yeah.
So. But it's more fun the other way.
Watching an alien laugh at you in a dream because you're going, don't look. Well, I got to look if I'm going to progress. And then you look at him and he starts laughing his ass off at you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like I've been on this merry-go-round and I'm tired of it.
Lots of people are tired right now.
Yes, everyone's going to be tired. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I mean, during Vietnam, they were tired too. But they kept fighting.
I didn't say I was going to stop.
No. but
that's not right, Tristan.
No. I think one of the things what I found out in my life is that there are times when like you said, people actually are coming to me. It's like I have this. It changes. There's something that happens, and I realize that the words that I'm about to say are actually really important. That this person is actually listening, not just listening regularly, but actually the words I'm saying have a lot of impact on this person. So I better be really careful. And what I generally do is just get out of the way and let my mouth, do it. And so those are the times where I go, okay, I just did my job. This was like a prearranged something, and they came across my path, and this was significant rather than just regular, what I regularly do, which is like, well, calm down, everyone, be nice, I'm Canadian, so.
Yes, but such as talking about alien energies for those that are not ready, it's similar to somewhere using this, like they're talking about with their voices when people are understanding it. It's similar to selling Jesus to people. Aliens are real, but Jesus, you need Jesus. Come on over to a church. It's kind of the same thing when people are doing alien stuff too.
Well, it's already being put out there. There's more and more attention to the Council of Nicaea and Constantine and the manipulation that was done during his time on purpose to guide the consensus of people and consciousness of people into a direction that pleased him. So we're facing that again. And it's probably the same souls.
No, Constantine isn't really here as much as he used to be. He pulled it back, but others are controlling Constantine, and they're still here. So Constantine got it. Yes.
So are we kind of moving up the hierarchy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Someday
we'll be up to you.
Not to me, no. That's up to you. Well, we are. It's basically there are beings that they look at a certain person. It's like kind of like the gods of Greek gods. They send something to them. That could be positive, or as some of you have reptilian visits, it can be negative. So you're kind of fighting the gods still. It never really stopped, technically.
In a way, isn't the goal to turn the hierarchy sideways so everyone is on the same level?
Well, yes, you're here to awaken people to the gods that never really left. And turn it upside down. Yes, correct.
Or more like sideways, so everyone's parallel with each other.
Yes. I'll just call them the gods. The alien beings, they feel inferior, beyond human understanding, of course, and they want to see if you can get people to believe that they exist. They're actually curious of how that's going to work. So they're learning from you also, of course. They put all these trickster energies out into Earth, and it's like, can you figure us out?
So did they put the Archon trickster energy out there, or?
Yeah. Well, the Archon trickster was already planted, but a lot of beings manipulated it and enhanced it. So.
Are we kind of like playing the role of Archons in a way, showing the universe its dirty mess?
Yeah, you're
right back to them.
You're reflecting the energy back to them, correct? So you are, adapting to their knowledge. Yeah, that's why things take time. You're figuring out how to unlock the puzzle. So how to send it back to them. So
Right. And I was wondering about the Archons themselves as a collective. If you were to put them in a vacuum with no outside influences or distractions, how would they get along with themselves? What is their true nature?
Well, some of them will attack each other. They're hostile to each other, trying to, if they have an agenda, like to control planets, they'll kill each other to do it. Some will work together, but many won't. Many want to be the first to do it. They want to put that control grid in. It's like theirs is better.
It's a competitive nature.
Yeah, it's like they're always working on a grid, a type of reality. They're always working on a reality grid. So they want to see what it does. So it's like their canvas, their artwork.
Mm. So is this in some ways a limitation in terms of they're a one-trick pony? They have this, whereas we as humans have a much vaster array of tools. We don't know how to use them yet.
Oh, they can adapt to your tools anytime. They're like chameleons. They can clone anything that you do. That's why it's so difficult to get out of this, because they figure out your mannerisms. They can use them against you.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. If you put them in a vacuum, how would they act you?
Yeah. So they're what you're doing now is sending their energy back to them, as you were saying. But yes, they're normally known to destroy each other. Usually, I mean, they're always creating they're always inventing new ones, but they're known to self-destroy each other, definitely. It's all about creation. Yes.
Now, people have claimed in channeling that they're not connected to source.
Is
that true? Yeah, because it makes it seem they do play a role in a purpose in the big scheme of life and creation. But it seems like people are trying to make the Archons the adversaries, and that's just going to perpetuate more war and separation going forward. Everyone's looking for a boogeyman.
There's positive and negative ones. Everyone needs someone to defeat and fight. But the Archon beings they play both sides. I mean, even a negative one can become light, can become positive. Really, sometimes easy because they don't want to get destroyed.
And see, because I get in my personal readings with Ivan that I have Arcturian, Archangel, and Archon connections. They didn't know what to call me, so they just say connect with your archetype connection. So that there has to. I felt like a connection with Source, and that's why those channelings weren't resonating with me, saying they're not of Source, when everything is Source, everything is
Source.
Right.
Well, some Archons would say they're not of Source, just to throw people off. And some beings believe it. Well, some they don't see them as having a soul. The things that they do, but these things must be soulless. So,
are there soulless things?
Not really. Everything has your share has a soul. Everything has an energy field. So everything has life.
Even the empty space.
Yeah. Even a body with the soul left. Still the body still has essence to it. So everything, you can go to the smallest molecules. Everything has even black holes have souls.
So even as I was growing up, I was always aware of that higher power, that source. But there was always a limitation on how much negative I wanted in my life, and blocking that completely negative, what you would call soulless being, because we just can't believe that somebody could be that dark. But you have extremely positive and extremely negative. And how do we come together and balance? And I like the parallel analogy, because sometimes I feel like can we all just get along so we can get off the merry-go-round?
Well, there's a lot of alien beings that don't want to get along with humans, as you know. But a lot of these reptilian beings are like teenagers. They're like your gangs on your planet. So you see how the gangs on your world, I don't think many of you want to just walk through a gangland, chewing bubble gum and think it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what they told me. I came here to face some reptilian gang that's been following me.
Yeah.
So have I done that yet, or is it still to come?
Well, you're doing that here, just by being on this planet, yes. I don't think you want to. I mean, you face them astrally. You don't have to face them physically. So this world is gangland. If you haven't noticed.
So it seems to be that no matter which direction we choose here, you know, if we're out there trying to get the information out and like you say going, no, I'm going to make sure people know this, or you're like me where I go, oh, I'm going to sit here and concentrate on myself and stuff and whatever. No matter where we choose, we're still doing it.
That's
it's like it doesn't seem to be. There's nothing like. Is there anything that we're supposed to do? Like
survive.
Is it really survive? So that's
sanity.
our free, yeah. So that's our free will coming in.
Yeah, it's not get an attachment, not get taken over. You know.
Oh.
Some dude. Just be careful of your addictions.
Okay.
These beings are looking for a vulnerability. So you can say, of course, everyone's different. You live like a nun or a priest to a certain extent. Not full, just mindful of what you're doing. You can accomplish a lot. If you're driving really fast on the interstate every day, 100 miles an hour, you know where that's going to go. It's going to catch up to you eventually. But if you're living, you're living your life, but you're living reasonably, you should be fine.
Okay.
So that's saying a lot. Keeping your energy here. Yes, the earth needs your vibration. It feels your thoughts. So if you want awakening and disclosure, it feels all of that. It feels like I just want this thing. We're tired. And is just look up the number. How many people are tired here? Not enough people are tired. Some people still like this reality. That's why it continues. For now. For now. Yes.
I think Bobby wanted to say something.
No, just raising my hand in jest. I'm tired over here.
Okay, well, I got something. So I was told recently that this could be my last incarnation or last physical incarnation in this universe. But like I have an opportunity to like bring like a person into my life, but I'll have to basically repeat my physical incarnation.
Like a relationship in your life? Well, I feel like you are in your last incarnation if you want that. Yes.
Yes, so is it? I mean, am I just gonna have to repeat my life the same way as it is now, or is it gonna be like? I mean, is it gonna be more fun? Like Earth can be more fun in the future or something like that?
Well, if you incarnate here again, like in the future, you're most likely to have a totally different role. You're still healing a lot of karma energy that you received from others, difficulties. So, but I feel like it'd be a totally different life. Yes.
Yeah, I've been told I'm still healing karma from previous universes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's mostly from this universe. It was a previous universe. It's mostly this universe you're feeling, because this one's been kind of beating you up. Well, you faced a lot of darkness in your past lives too, and here now. But you've done a lot of adventurous things in your past, and now you're taking it easy and healing from all those wounds. That's what I see.
But James, do you mean that you were given the choice of, okay, you can have a relationship here and now in this lifetime, but you're going to have to come back, or you can give that up, and you won't have to come back?
Well, the nature is like I stay physical, and she's in spirit, I think. So I guess I would have to repeat that situation again if she wants to come in the physical.
No, we feel like you don't have to repeat anything. I mean, if somebody comes into your life, they will come into your life. So there's not making it clear when or how that will happen in this life, but I feel like you're focusing more on yourself at this time. So I feel like you don't have to repeat anything, though. You've done enough as it is. So.
I have a question about repeating numbers. Like I'll see 1414 military time. I can't count how many times I've seen that over the last couple of weeks. What are they trying to communicate to me?
energy from your oversoul. It's that you're getting downloads that's not being shown to you. So your galactic self, feel like you are healing a lot of Archon energies. That's another reason why the Reptilian got aggravated, because you're healing the soul contracts of Archon manipulations here. So you are breaking down the reality around you, and they get aggravated at you for doing that, of course. So,
Is that because I've been here a long time?
yes. Well, you're also building a vortex here, it seems.
Like, what kind of vortex?
They're not for contact. It's a different vortex than you're seeing at this time.
Okay.
I thought that you were working on vortexes across the world, actually, from what I can see. One's in Egypt, from what I can see.
Yeah, I have a lot of interest in Egypt and Atlantis, Scotland. Pretty much.
Egypt seems to be, yes.
Go ahead.
Egypt seems to be the strongest one.
I feel like there's something that I need to heal from that.
Attacked by, I believe you're a feline being, and you're attacked by reptilians for assisting humanity. I believe you were killed as a feline during that time.
That sounds like some repetition here.
Yeah, you're overmatched. There's just no way. No, you're very tall. I feel like you're 12 feet tall. Not that it matters. But you're teaching humans, and you're being positive to humanity. And as Egypt got taken over, you got hijacked, you can say.
It's kind of what I feel like now. It's like a repetition of that. You know, it's humanity is, or the earth souls, or the human souls, or I feel like I've kind of came in and got stuck here sometime around Atlantis, maybe even Lemuria, and I've been stuck here. And you know, I don't want to see people go down the wrong road. I think people have the capacity to live a good life, whatever their definition of a good life is. But I don't believe that they deserve to have like a virus thrown at them that's going to just destroy everything that they've worked for. Like, some of these people are going out of business. Some of these people, you know, it's their choice to leave the planet. It's their life plan. I just don't feel that another being has the right to manipulate it for their own soap opera.
Lisa, real quick, I want to just make sure that I'm dialed in, that you guys can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But
a lot of
Lisa,
businesses are outdated.
Yeah, it's like since it's attacking lower vibration things and not higher. I mean, it could be that if you started this business for whatever reason, and this is not a business that's going to be good, well, guess what? You are caught up in the wave, but that wave is actually, I mean, well, this is a question for our dear friends. How many people are accidentally caught up in this tsunami, and how many people are it's actually their path that they agreed to?
Well,
And see, that's the key word, is accidentally.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're. A lot of people have signed up for what they're going through right now. Majority.
So changing of priorities as a society, right? Going away, getting away from the business mentality.
This isn't just sneak up on them. Maybe on a physical level, it snuck up on them. But on an astral level, they knew it was coming. So they could have just closed their business, move it, or some are surviving. But this is part of their soul contract.
So there's some casualty rate, but not significant.
Yeah, this is. I mean, some are getting affected more than others, but they knew what they're. It's just like World War II. I mean, war comes in, and but there is progress there, and Some souls are just stuck in their old ways. They know that their ways can't last forever. So someone's going to come in to change it.
And
It's the same thing as
and it's
Is that
exposed to the
also-
double standard and the hypocrisy from the elite class as well, how they can do it, and the average small business owner is getting the shaft. So
well, a lot of them are going to new. They're going to go to newer things, no matter what it is. They'll find a way to rebuild in some form or another. So,
and a quick question. You were talking about Egypt before. In Egypt, they had long-headed pharaohs as well, long skull pharaohs.
correct.
Are you connected with them?
Yes, yes.
Is that an Arcturian connection as well?
Well, yes, there's various different beings that are connected to that, but yes, it is an Archon connection.
Is that a trait? Having a long skull. Because you see it in other parts of the world as well.
A lot of reptilians have it too, even Palladian beings. The Arcturian basically, as they take a human form, you say they're because of their knowledge. Oh, that sounds a little bit strange. Everybody has knowledge, but the energy of Arcturian can actually, make the so-called skull longer due to their energy field. Obviously, many are not going through that now, but during the past, it was easy to manipulate the body. So,
is that
painful.
an influencing energy that I had? Because I believe I was a long skull Egyptian as well, a pharaoh, in fact. But they said I was different, So is that an Arcturian influence? Is that Anunnaki, or what's going on with that?
Feels like it's an Arcturian connection, but a lot of Atlanteans had elongated heads too. But not all of them, but some of them did. But I believe it's more of an Arcturian for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
It's more prominent than other beings.
Whoever we're can you guys give us, or friends, can you give us a little update? Because I'm a little bit late and I don't really understand who we're talking to.
We are we are controlling the planet basically, or we're the
What's your name?
long-headed beings.
Oh.
We don't really have it.
They have trouble
We're
describing.
working on that. aren't we?
Things.
Yeah, because it's like calling Bigfoot if we just call you Longheads.
Yeah,
There you go.
actually, my dad for real has a long head. Like, I'm not joking.
Mm.
He does. My dad
Part of our.
looks like he has a long head.
He's part of our. He has our gene pool.
Yeah,
He's a
like
little bit
for real. Like if you see those weird aliens, if you Google them, and then if you look at my dad's head, he has a long skull like that.
Yes. So that's one of our ancestors.
But he would be like a progeny because he's in current time, right?
Correct. Yes.
So that's who you're trying to talk to?
No, we're not talking to them. No.
I was gonna say my dad's not talking to you. I guarantee.
No, we're not talking to him. No.
He would never.
We're just talking about our perspective. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's
Thanks.
say ancestors. Are you from the future?
Good question.
You can say that we're from all times. We do go to the future a lot. Yes.
Good answer. Good answer.
But we are. Yeah, I guess you can say we revealed ourselves a little bit there. I mean, when you're looking at the timelines of the Earth, what does that mean exactly?
Mm.
That we're mostly in the future, yes. Where we don't really have time, but we're
So
technically.
previous times are still existing, right?
You can repeat that? Or,
Previous times that we know that we're aware of, they're still kind of existing.
yes, of course.
Could I ask a personal question?
So,
Or personal to you, personal to me, because I had a very strange dream, and I wanted to know what it was about. I was kind of in this building, and I was working, and there was like this box of files, and I said, "Oh well, let me just take that," even though it wasn't mine. And then, as I was exiting from there, I was going through like. You had to get things scanned, and the woman said, "Oh, okay. I didn't know you're handling this, and I said, oops, okay. I said, oh yeah, no, yeah. And she said, well, okay, my boss will be impressed, so I'll go see him. And then I was standing there waiting, and then I looked up, and there was like video of like true crime, like real crime happening, and it was kind of like, oh, watch this, and I'm going like, yeah, no, I don't need to see violence or whatever. So I just looked away, and then I woke up, but I was being visited by something, so it was like, oh, okay, I'm awake, but now I'm having a another awakening moment or whatever.
This was recently, correct?
Yep, this is just recently.
So you have,
so I said,
yeah, the files are downloads.
Okay.
And you're seeing from that being's perspective that gave you that download. They're showing you the Earth from their perspective, and you just want to see. You've seen it all anyway, so you don't need to see it. But they're warning about the Earth. So it's like a being. They're not saying who they are. They just feel Arcturian, but they're not really giving a full 100% of that. But they are visiting you to give you information, and while they're at it, they're looking at the world. It's like they're watching television. Say, hey, look at this show. It's like, oh no.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was my reaction. It's like, oh, don't make. I don't need to watch it to know that it exists. It's like, fine.
They look at your world like they're watching television, basically. Now, some beings are more interactive. And that's not like watching television.
Well, you're talking about yourselves now.
That's true. We just sit around and watch your world.
Yep.
Well, we do tell being. Well, we see the future where it's going, and we do have an idea of where things are going. Obviously, we're not going to go into details here, but politically, your Earth's going to go through a whole different change, and your alien vibrations are going to have a hiccup where you just feel like you're having more contact, even when you're not looking for it. You just feel it. So sometimes looking for it isn't worth it. Just do what you need to do. If you need to sit at home, do what you got to do, and do it. It's not that important. Having alien contact is not all. It's a lot of paperwork. Let's put it that way. It can be really life changing. It's like, God, I wish it hadn't really happened now. It depends on the contact. So it's best just to let things happen naturally. So sometimes what is it? Yes.
So no, continue or finish your statement.
Well, 1 moment. It's like those that are wait. Was it? Do you have a saying on your world? Those that wait, receive. The longer you wait, the more you receive. Something like that. I don't have the word.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
Something like. I'm not sure if it's that.
Okay.
But as long as those that are patient will receive. If you just take it easy and not rush anything, things will work out the way they should. Let's put it that way.
I was just going to make a comment. So from the takeaway from our conversation, it's getting to know you. You're kind of like the one who gives the director of this planet or the director of the agenda of the show, notes from time to time whenever they come consulting you.
Yes, those that can cause a lot of harm on this planet. Our collective talks to each other mentally. You say our minds kind of light up when we're talking to each other. So, and we can also have some of them find this humorous. Like our sounds that we put out kind of be like, I believe it's similar to like you have in Star Trek, like a chirping sound. It's like, yeah. So we don't really talk, but we have mouths, but we don't talk. But it's all mental. So yeah, we see things where we connect to your Mother Earth also, but we're mostly connected to your alien energies. Where Mother Earth rejects that timeline. Mother Earth won't want this to happen. We see these things. So yeah.
I do have a personal question, if I can ask real quick. It's about karma and my father. I was looking to see if you can shed some light on the past, not in this lifetime, because I feel like I've worked out a lot of the issues from this lifetime, but that's still an ongoing process. But what we came here to do, and heal from the past. If you can, share some of that.
Well, like a past life energy.
Yeah, past life karma. Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you. You probably. I see you in a cage. He put you in a cage at one time. With were. I would say like a reptilian being. He was kind of like you're like an experimental reptilian, meaning that you're just more than he could handle. So you're beyond his understanding. So he locked you up. I believe you freed yourself with your mind and escaped. But you have lifetimes where you've been like creature beings that no one can figure out. You can probably feel some of that. Like very psychically connected, but very altered. Just alone.
Treated
so,
like
yeah, and your father kind of saw what you were. It's like humans' first time seeing a monkey. For example. You're kind of like that. It's like a being that never seen before, and they connect to you more, and it's like, wait a minute, we shouldn't be afraid of this thing after all. And that's where you and your father had a bond eventually, where you're just different. You're not really showing what you looked like, but I don't think it really matters.
Is there any way that I wronged him, and I came here to pay for it in a way? Because that's how it kind of feels, with the nature of our relationship in this lifetime.
Moment. It's kind of hidden there. Let me see if I can go further into that. It's like a hidden timeline where it does seem like you're like a powerful, like a trickster being, where you tricked this planet that he was on, like he was like in charge, and you kind of manipulated. This is like when you're like a youngster, like any kid would do whatever they can get away with. But think about alien being, it's powerful. You found a way to manipulate a planet, and you kind of oversaw everything he did. Like he was like a chancellor of the planet. And I believe you did get caught, sort of. They knew that you did it, but I don't believe you actually physically got caught.
Was that Archon influence connections that I had?
Yeah, it seems that way. That's right. Yeah. You just see what you can get away with. Like you slowly change things in their reality, and people started to notice. So you're kind of like acting like a god there.
Was he a tyrant himself?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that I see as a gorilla being. Of course, he's had human lifetimes too, but I feel like you can say that's like the gorilla side of him.
All right, makes sense. All right, thank you for the lessons.
Also, I was told that my music is Arcturine, but it's kind of like a stereotype for any higher vibrational music. So what would be like a stereotypical Pleiadian music, for example?
Well, it seems like you shift your energies to what you feel for the day or days, as anybody would. So you change your style completely, it seems. So like, if we can explain your question again, of like what you're pulling from mostly, or give me that example.
Well, they just say that it's. I was told that it's Arcturine, but that's kind of a stereotypical thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like because other people don't know what to call it, they just call it Arcturine. Oh
well, it's various different. I mean, yeah, using that word stereotype is kind of strange. Why they would use that word. It's like a word that just feels almost insulting saying that.
Yeah, that was the intention. It's like they don't really know, so they're just kind of prejudging it.
Yeah, that sounds very, because I feel like you connect to all different. It's like you take different styles and you mix them together. Arcturian, Pleiadian, Syrian, Lilith, Mother Earth. You kind of mix them all together in different forms. So there's not one that you really connect with, from what it seems. And one song might have a certain vibration to it, such as Arcturian or Syrian, but it seems like it fluctuates from what I can see. Some of it's AI too, it seems. Is it AI from your perspective? Seems like it is. Some of it is.
Well, what would that be? Is it like kind of like a repetitive or
synthesizer?
Electronic? Oh yeah.
Synthesizer.
Well, yeah, I was told that like some of my music is like Archon, and it's kind of a synthesizer music.
Archon and AI connect pretty good together. But also, your music seems to be manifesting. You're manifesting from the earth, is what I see, in a positive way. So you put your intentions out, not just for yourself, but for others. So it's like you make music for like ascension and disclosure, things like that. It does connect to the earth. It does when you're putting it out, as you are doing it and speaking it. Like people are speaking it, but not that you're speaking it. But if you had a song like talking about ascension or something, maybe not in those words, but it does. The earth feels it, and it does shift you in that direction.
I guess somebody mentioned human trafficking, and I actually noticed that it does sound like the music sounds like a cry for help, or it's like
correct.
Got like a terror.
Yes. Yeah, and you're releasing that for them, making it known. Yes. And that will probably be something that you will connect to again. As I don't think you're finished with that yet, of course. Yes, go ahead. You have a question.
In terms of James' music and putting things out there, one of the things I've retained is with other people, we can have a conversation just in our head, and the conversation, as long as we've done the vibrational thing, that's good enough. It's actually it's taken place. So is James' music, no matter how many people listen to it, how over the world it goes, does the mere fact that he's created it, is that the main part of it's like a new creation, and here it is.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go into the mainstream, have all these views or anything like that. Just that you created it. It's like writing a short story. It doesn't matter. Just put it out into the earth. Views and all that. That's all 3D stuff anyway. That's all. Oh, if it doesn't have a lot of views, it's not important. That's not true. It's just that's the mindset because they can control that. They just get a bunch of views, and they can control that as they do. They even pay for it. They pay for all that. But we just create it because it comes more from the soul. But yes, because most of that stuff is manufactured from your elites, as you know.
I was told that like they can hear it in Astral too.
Yes, they can. Correct. It goes right into Astral. Correct. Actually, you pull a lot of it from Astral and you bring it into the physical with them is just fascinating. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's like writing a story. You get ideas from Astral and you bring it to the physical. That and them is just amazement. Yes. That's
pretty powerful.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're just not told about how that works. Yeah. It's just not part of the everyday conversation. So, that's how
it still affects the collective. If even a few people hear a song or read a story.
Yeah, because you're bringing it into the physical. So, the more
it's
that
you do,
it's
the actual creation, the act of creating something, putting it out there into this physical world has done, that's it, that vibration is there, and it now exists, and it goes out to the ends of the universe.
Correct. And just like when they say, like in the mainstream news, where people that say the same thing over and over and over, once again, the circle, and you put out your music or your short story or whatever it might be, just putting it out there, just repetitive with it. It can be different, obviously, but you still have the same intention. It does have obviously your reptilians are going to say, oh yeah, it didn't get a lot of views, so don't do that anymore. Of course, that discourages people, and that's kind of the point. You just do it from the heart, like anything. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be part of Ascension. It could be just anything that you want to do. Sing a song or whatever. It doesn't have to be part of Ascension at all. But yeah. So
any creative work is kind of like a portal. It's like when people assemble, like they put a bunch of candles and stuff to remember a dead person.
Well, it creates a consciousness of its own. It's like brings it to life. Now it's part of you, but it's part of other things that you're connected to also. So yeah, that's why when people like if they look at a painting or listen to music, well, when they look at a painting, they actually feel it because it is talking to them. So.
That's what you call a thought form?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And a thought form can turn into a consciousness and
Yes.
And then a soul, I guess, after that, a progression of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's
why
why
is that?
Go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's why people are looking at that painting at a certain time, or listening to that music at a certain time. They needed it, whatever it might be. Yeah, views or no views, whatever. Does it help them in that moment? Most likely, yes. Yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say I've had times where I just have tears in my eye. I've looked at paintings with the tears in my eyes. I've looked at a tree. I've looked at an onion or something, and I just feel like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And it's like I'm proud of that, because when I was young, I couldn't cry at anything, and now I cry at everything. So.
Well, that's you opening up your heart chakras, or all your chakras, but mainly your heart chakra.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, anything other questions before we exit? Anything else from us?
Hi, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Like, could you tell us all what's going on with the presidential election and if Biden is the president, or what's going on with that?
No, we don't see a Biden presidency.
I don't either, but what is going on with it then?
It is them trying to expose themselves. The elites are becoming more desperate. So they're falling apart too. See how they have an old man. It's a mirror of their own energies. A man that's deteriorating, and they're deteriorating too. So they have to show themselves. And they're doing it through Biden at this time. Just a control manipulation is no longer the same. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like they're just biding their time. Get it?
Correct.
Oh dear.
Yes. All right. Yes. Blessings to you all.
Blessings.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.